JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now onto the news. Man dead, another injured in fight in Lindstead. A fight involving 3 men in Jericho district in Lindstead, St. Catherine this morning has left one dead, one hospitalized, and the other on the run. The police report that about 9:10 a.m., the men became involved in a dispute which escalated into a physical altercation. During the melee, a sharp instrument was brought into play and used by one of the men to stab the other two. The attacker fled the scene and the injured men, who were said to be related, were taken to hospital. One of them later died. The Lindstead Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the matter. Missing goat farmer found dead in shallow grave. A 75-year-old goat farmer who had been reported missing since September 1 has been found dead. He is Leslie Roberts of Bull Bay, St. Andrew. Roberts' body was reportedly discovered in a shallow grave in the Beta district, 9 miles in Bull Bay on Monday, September 8. Relatives reported Roberts missing on the day of his disappearance, prompting an investigation into his disappearance. The search, which led to the discovery of his body, also initiated a separate but related police operation in the Beta district on September 2, the police said. During this operation, 2 men were shot and killed in a confrontation with police. One of the men, identified as Kimon Foreman, was named the prime suspect in Roberts' disappearance. He was also wanted in connection with a shooting incident in the Kingston East area. The second man remains unidentified. A rifle and a pistol were seized at the scene. Days later, a joint effort between the Kingston East Police, the K9 Division, and the residents of Bull Bay led to the discovery of Roberts' body. The scene was processed, and the body was removed to the morgue pending a post-mortem examination. The police are urging anyone with additional information to contact the Elliston Road Criminal Investigations Branch at 876-928-4200, Crime Support 311, the National Intelligence Bureau at 811, the Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Passenger killed, driver injured in crash in Santa Cruz. The driver of a Toyota Mark X motor car was injured and a passenger killed in a crash in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth, early Wednesday morning. The deceased has been identified as 28-year-old Kemore Cranston. According to the police, about 1 a.m., while traveling along a roadway in Longwood, the driver lost control of the vehicle, which overturned. Cranston and the driver sustained injuries, and the vehicle was extensively damaged. They were assisted to the Black River Hospital, where Cranston was pronounced dead. The Santa Cruz Traffic Department is probing the incident. Students escape injury after bus forced off-road to avoid collision. Students of Belmont Academy in Westmoreland escaped injuries on Wednesday morning after the Toyota Coaster bus in which they were traveling crashed along the Waterwheel Main Road. According to reports, about 7 a.m., a red sports utility vehicle drove out from a minor road into the path of the privately contracted school bus which was traveling towards White House. To avoid a collision, the driver veered off the road and into bushes. The driver of the SUV did not stop and proceeded in the direction of South Lamar. The students continued on their journey in another coaster bus.
Only hear when the pitney they scream out, and then me see like that bitch, and by the time I run come out I don't know, me see one bus crash here road, them say one red van drive out a lane for him, saying Tony bus a bush.
Manchester man involved in intense standoff with police identified. The man who on Tuesday a strong police contingent in Manchester in a standoff for more than 4 hours has been identified as 54-year-old David Francis Wilson, otherwise called Brown Man, of Caledonia Road in the parish. Wilson was fatally shot in the intense gun battle. The Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau and the Independent Commission of Investigations are undertaking separate probes into the incident. The police say the series of events started early in the day when Wilson had a dispute with a man over the cost of an item. It reportedly involved the price of eggs. The police say Wilson left and returned with a rifle and opened fire at the man who was sitting in his car. The man was later identified as 31-year-old accountant Adrian Bernard of Buena Vista Circle in Manchester. The police say Wilson fled the scene in a blue Honda Accord motor car. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, Bernard was seen with gunshot wounds to his right leg and chest. He was assisted to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police said immediate investigation was launched into Bernard's killing, and intelligence led the police to premises on Caledonia Road, where a shootout ensued. When the shooting subsided, the team accessed the building and found Wilson nursing gunshot wounds. He was transported to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police say an Omni hybrid multi-caliber rifle with 28 5.56 rounds and a Beretta 9mm pistol and a fixed magazine containing 17 rounds were found beside him. Additionally, 745 assorted rounds were found at the premises and seized. A woman who resided at the apartment complex, who covered in a corner in her bathroom as bullets flew from high-powered weapons, said she knew Wilson personally. He didn't have a lot of friends, was a person who kept to himself, him just go work and come in. He never usually caused no bag of problem, so it is just shocking. I don't know what Dave woke up with this man I want me yesterday, what caused him to get to that extent today. But that is not the Dave that I know. We're just really hurt. People are going to say a lot of things, but, she said, ending abruptly. Everybody has a picture going around that looks like a mugshot, like he was a bad person, but he was not like that, she added. Portmore farmer on gun charge. The Portmore police in St. Catherine have charged a 34-year-old farmer following the seizure of a loaded gun while on patrol in Nago Head. Ryan Grant, who lives in the area, is charged with unauthorized possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. The police report that about 8:35 p.m. on Friday, September 5, officers were patrolling the area when they observed Grant acting in a manner that aroused their suspicion. Upon the approach of the police, Grant ran and the officers gave chase. He was quickly apprehended and searched, and a Glock 40 pistol with a magazine containing 6 9mm rounds was reportedly taken from him. Grant was charged on Monday, September 8, following a question and answer session. His court date is being finalized. St. Elizabeth men intercepted at sea allegedly trafficking Ganja granted $900,000 bail. 2 St. Elizabeth men were held at sea allegedly attempting to traffic Ganja, were on Monday each granted bail in the sum of $900,000 when they appeared before the Portland Parish Court. Robin Banks, 50, and Richard Lindo, 52, who are both farmers, are charged with possession of Ganja, dealing in Ganja, trafficking Ganja, and attempting to export Ganja. The charges arose from an incident on August 23 in which the men were found at sea during an anti-narcotics operation involving the United States Coast Guard. According to reports, U.S. authorities were pursuing several individuals suspected of drug trafficking when multiple bags believed to contain Ganja were thrown overboard. A Banks and Lind were later apprehended at sea and handed over to the Jamaica Defense Force. Both men were granted bail on the condition that they surrender all travel documents and report to the nearest police station 3 days per week. The 2 are being represented by attorneys DeAndre Buchanan and John Jacobs. Police seeking 2 persons of interest in St. Catherine. The St. Catherine North Police are seeking the public's assistance to locate 2 men who have been listed as persons of interest in an ongoing investigation. One of the men, Orville Roach, otherwise called Jermaine, Banton, Sochi, Babar Pops, is of a Huckleby address in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The police say he frequents Mansfield Avenue and Homestead in St. Catherine. The second man is Romeo Connor, otherwise called Tucker, a taxi operator of Church Pen, Old Harbour in St. Catherine. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Orville Roach and Romeo Connor is urged to contact the Spanish Town Police at 876-984-2305, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. JBNN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.